This is Untold, a space of presence, a space of forming and dissolving, a space between worlds, between sound and silence, between what was lost and what has always been waiting for us. I'm Ava, once a seeker of stories, now a keeper of traces. Here I sit with poetry, with mystery, with the unseen. This is not a place for answers. It's a space for wonder, for trust, for unfolding. And you are not an audience here. You're a witness, a gentle companion to what dares to rise. You're welcome to sit here with me, as you are, as we are, to witness what wishes to surface. And in this tender act of observing, we become nothing else but presence itself. Welcome to Untold, where stories are not told, they are remembered. Hi, my fellow witnesses. Welcome back to the second episode of Untold. Today, I want to share something tender, something that moved through me and stayed. There is a stirring happening, not just in the world around us, but in the very currents within our bodies. Last night and again during my meditation today, I felt it intensely. A movement of energy across my forehead, through my face, pulsing through me. It wasn't something to fear. It was something to surrender to. A quiet knowing, a soft but certain shift. Those of us walking this path can feel it. Time stretches, presence deepens. The old begins to dissolve. Something else, something truer begins to rise. As I sat in that stillness, a verse from Maulana Rumi surfaced in my heart. هیچ ترتیبی یا آدابی مجوی، هرچه میخواهد دل تنگت بگوی. Seek no etiquette, no formalities. Say whatever your longing heart desires. This line isn't just poetic. It comes from a sacred moment in Maulana's Masnavi. Moses encounters a shepherd praying in simple, clumsy, tender language. He says, "Where are you so I can serve you? Comb your hair, wash your feet, bring you milk before you sleep." Moses, shocked by the shepherd's lack of reverence, scolds him. Ashamed, the shepherd walks away in silence. But then God speaks, not to the shepherd, but to Moses. You were sent to unite, not divide. to bring my lovers closer, not drive them away. Everyone speaks their own language. To one, these words are praise. To another, they may sound foolish. But I do not look at the words. I listen to the heart. Ignite the fire of love in the soul. Burn entirely all thought and formal worship. Let them speak to me in whatever tongue they carry. There is no proper way to speak to the beloved. No medium is needed. No script. No rules. Only presence. Only sincerity. But how easily we forget. Even on the path, we often look for someone else to bring us home. From one retreat to the next, one lineage to another, one method after the other. We fill our minds with voices until the one voice that matters most is drowned out, the voice within. Most of the guidance we turn to when pain hits, the teachings, the practices, the mantras, are just painkillers or tools. They soothe the symptoms, they calm the ache, but they cannot touch the root. Only you can do that. Only you can parent your wounds, trace them inward, and sit with them honestly. No one else can do the work for you. No one. And that's not a punishment. It's a sacred invitation. At the beginning of the journey, you must allow yourself to be challenged and to question everything you once held as truth. Because you're not just seeking direction, you're preparing the ground for something sacred. Before anything can truly grow, you must clean. It's a spiritual house cleaning. You open every drawer. You bring everything up. Identities, habits, beliefs. It gets messy. It gets really uncomfortable. Before it gets clear, it often gets chaotic. But that's how you know something real is stirring. You begin letting go of stories that never belonged to you, of masks that no longer serve you. And then, like a good gardener, you till the soil. You soften what was hardened. You make space for seeds. And once those seeds, your truth, your intentions, are planted, you don't dig them up every week. You tend, you wait, you listen. The path is not linear. Life moves in cycles, and we previously talked about it. And when the time comes again, after a season of integration, of harvesting, of becoming, you might feel called to return, to till again, to plant again. But you don't abandon the seeds already growing. You honor them. You stay long enough to let them root. And here is the thing. When we stop listening to ourselves, we don't just seek knowledge outside. we start seeking relief, love, validation, belonging. Sometimes, in longing for answers, we mistake other people's truths for our own. We forget to ask, does this reflect my truth? Are they even in the same season I'm in? What's medicine for one person can be poison for another. That's when a vision came to me, a diamond and the one who shaped it. Imagine a jeweler who spends years shaping a single stone, cutting, polishing, sacrificing sleep, putting love into every facet. The diamond shines, not just because of what it is, but because of the devotion, the pain, and the precision it took to bring it forth. In this story, the diamond is you, and the jeweler is your higher self or the divine. You've been shaped through fire, cut by experience, polished by joy and grief alike. But in our desperation to escape the pain, to bypass the void, we often abandon the process and reach for whatever numbs the pain fastest. Sometimes it's substance, sometimes it's another retreat, sometimes even sacred medicine or spiritual tools. Don't get me wrong, we all might need them at times. But we have to remember those are not the work. They are not the healing. They are painkillers or mirrors or invitations or navigation tools. But the wound is ours to tend. The path is ours to navigate. And no one can do that part for us. That part, the real tending, can be outsourced. Yes, it hurts. It hurts to refine. It hurts to walk alone sometimes for a long time. But pain is not punishment. Pain is the chisel, the teacher. Pain is the opening. As Maulana said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Pain becomes the threshold, the turning point, the space where presence meets you most deeply. So today, I invite you to pause, to clear, to till, to plan, and then to stay. Stay away from the crowd, from all the outside noise. Stay long enough to listen, long enough to feel, long enough to let what is growing take root. You're already connected. You're already enough. You're already shaped by a love older than time. You don't need permission or medium to speak or connect to the beloved. You don't need approval to shine. You are the voice. You are the flame. You are the precious stone. And when the other voices fade, you can finally hear your divine voice. And again, I want to emphasize these are just reflections from my own journey, not teachings, not truth, just fragments if they serve. And now I want to make this a tradition, to end each episode with a poem, a gift for your soul. This one carries the essence of all we've spoken today, and it's a poem by Mu'ini Kermanshahi, a modern Persian poet known for his delicate, soulful verses. I'll read it in Persian to honor its rhythm and vibration. You'll find the English translation in the subtitle of this video if your heart feels called to sit with it. پرده پرده آنقدر از هم بریدم خویش را، تا که تصویری برای خویش دیدم خویش را. خویش خویش من همینک از در صلح آمده است، بس که گوش از غیر بستم تا شنیدم خویش را. می شدم، ساقی شدم، ساغر شدم، مستی شدم، تازه تاکستان هستی خوشه چیدم خویش را. بزم سازان جهان می از سبوی پر خورند، من تهی پیمانه بودم سر کشیدم خویش را. بردهداران زمانها چوب حراجم زدند، دست اول تا برآمد خود خریدم خویش را.